G'day, I'm Adam Bandt and I'm here with our candidate for the Shire of East Gippsland in the upcoming council elections, Jeremy Schroder. And I mean, you can just see this beautiful area behind us at Lake's entrance, and not far from here, you go a little bit inland, you find a place where a lot of Victoria's food is grown. And you would think that governments would be saying, well, how can we preserve this and support it to make sure that this area is one that everyone wants to come to have a break or to see some art or to get their food from. But instead we've got governments who are getting behind a project to take some really good agricultural land and turn it into a mine and dig a bunch of big holes and then leave the problems for the locals to fix up afterwards. But even more worrying, potentially threaten the water table in the area as well. We're talking about mines that are on the banks of some of Victoria's most important rivers, and we're talking about a local council that really isn't interested in standing up for the locals, is finding themselves siding with developers and the state and local governments sitting back and watching it all happen.
Oh, absolutely, Adam. It's just seems to be a lot of, I guess, fence sitting at the moment. The response that the community has been getting is more or less, we'll look at what the EES brings up, which can be a 2-year process. And these guys, they just don't have that time. There's so much friction in the community, there's so much division in the community that the mining project has brought. People don't feel they're being listened to at all by the council. It just seems to be that's the proponent and the mining companies that seem to be getting a lot of the attention and not the community itself.
Really, at the end of the day, it's about saying that council, it's the level of government that's closest to the people, so it should be about standing up for the community.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And as I said, they seem to want to be able to just handball it back to the Earth Resources branch and these guys and say, let's wait for the reports to come in and everything like that. But in the meantime, especially the guys out at Glenalladale, the fingerboards in relation to the mineral sands mining and Campbell-Smith mine out there. The thing out there is these guys have already been through so much. There's been fires throughout there, and a lot of people are still trying to rebuild from that. And then Campbell knocks on their door 2 weeks after these fires and says we're going to come exploring for minerals. And then a year later they're saying we're going to build a mine. They haven't even been able to catch their breath, these guys. And you stand on the ground, out in the paddock with these guys, and you look in their eyes, and the human element should be enough for our council to want to stand up and take leadership on this.
What's crystal clear is that mining's about digging it up. You get to use it once and sell it off, and that's it. And then there's a mess that's left behind. And as we saw at Hazelwood, it's the locals that are left to either clean up that mess or deal with the effects of companies that don't want to. And companies come in and say to people, oh, there's all these wonderful benefits you're going to get out. You might even be able to use that big hole to put water in and grow your lettuces, 20 or 30 years' time when they've moved on. But there's also every chance that when things turn wrong, after the company's moved out, they leave the community to deal with the mess.
Absolutely.